They said I couldn't get the rights to Earthworm Jim. They said I could not make hardbound comics in the USA. They said I couldn't do leather. They said I was crazy. Well, maybe now they won't think I'm so crazy after all. I want this to be a book where it's like going through my art pages.
But now we're sitting in another world.
Training wheels. God gives us training wheels. Oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. We're still driving in training wheels. Like, take them things off. No, we fall. No kidding. You gotta fall because you gotta learn how to ride this thing. We're rocking around with training wheels. Training wheels. Well, I accepted the Lord. 1972. I'll never forget that day. 1979, I accepted the Lord and I've been a believer all my life. Well, praise the Lord. I accepted the Lord. It's been 40 years, you're still walking like someone who's got training wheels. When is he going to walk in you and talk through you and manifest by you? That's what he's waiting for. Oh, no, I don't want to take the glory of the Lord. What? That don't even make sense. You are the glory of God. How can you possibly take what you are? You are the glory of God. Oh, I ain't be taking the glory of God. Like you can take the glory of God. I mean, that is so stupid. If you take the glory of God, you have to bring it somewhere where he is not. And he's omnipresent. Come on, somebody. Where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? Oh, we got to get back to work over here. I accept the Lord. I forgot. 1972. I'll never forget that day. Glory.
The new Jabra Elite 85T. Control the noise you block out with advanced active noise cancellation for supreme sounding music and calls. Jabra Elite 85T. Accept no compromise.
Alrighty, here we go.
They said I couldn't get the rights to Earthworm Jim. They said I could not make hardbound comics in the USA. They said I couldn't do leather. They said I was crazy. Well, maybe now they won't think I'm so crazy after all. I want this to be a book where it's like going through my art pages.
But I was sitting in another world.
Training wheels. God gives us training wheels. Oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. We're still driving in training wheels. Like, take them things off. No, we fall. No kidding. You gotta fall because you gotta learn how to ride this thing. We're rocking around with training wheels. Training wheels. Well, I accepted the Lord at 1972. I'll never forget that day. 1979, I accepted the Lord and I've been a believer all my life. Well, praise the Lord. I accepted the Lord. It's been 40 years, you're still rocking like somebody who's got training wheels. When is he going to rock in you and talk through you and manifest by you? That's what he's waiting for. Oh, no, I don't want to take the glory of the Lord. But that don't even make sense. You are the glory of God. How can you possibly take what you are? You are the glory of God. Oh, I ain't be taking the glory of God. Like you can take the glory of God. I mean, that is so stupid. If you take the glory of God, you have to bring it somewhere where he is not. And he's omnipresent. Come on, somebody. Where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? Oh, we got to get back to work over here. I accepted the Lord. I forgot. 1972. I'll never forget that day. Glory.
The Sega Dreamcast, one of my favorite consoles of all time, unfortunately suffered a short life, living in the shadow of what would become the best-selling console of all time, the PlayStation 2. Despite this, the Dreamcast holds a special place in my heart, having owned this console since the holiday season following its launch. It saddened me that it met its demise so early. Recently, however, there have been many mods that have sought to modernize and renew the Dreamcast experience.
What's up?
Hello.
How you doing?
Is this mic on?
Now it is.
It wasn't?
It is.
No, I could hear you up literally upstairs, but I couldn't hear you through the mic.
How about now?
I can hear you beautifully now, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. That's embarrassing. I hate when I do that. So welcome everybody. Welcome to Arrow Shack Chronicles. I gave a really good opening and said a lot of really
Nobody
nice
heard it.
things.
Yeah.
I welcome Terry, and now I'm welcoming my wife Diana.
Hello, hello.
The description for the StreamYard, if you want to join us, is in the description of the videos, or it should be.
Mhm.
We welcome everybody, but we'll kick you out in a heartbeat. You're a jerk.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, I just thought we'd make that clear right off. We're not gonna we're gonna try not to become a drama stream or a overly crazy stream. You know, just we're gonna have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're looking there at the new opening to Cluster Fudge, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, I can't hide the lettering. That's too bad. But I don't really want to show off the lettering because of the story. You know.
Right.
I just showed the first 5 pages, so I guess that's kind of null and void. Sneak preview, everybody. Pause and read.
But you went really quick, so.
Yeah, that's true, but that's why I had to pause. This is still my favorite drawing in the whole thing, even though it's probably the sickest one in the whole thing.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
Just saying, creepy.
You haven't liked that one from the start. This one is the latest one I'm working on. And it's full of little things. Do you think it's creepy?
Mm-hmm.
You know what's really creepy?
What?
Hang on, let me see if I can emulate this. That's creepy.
Can you hear that?
Yes, we hear it.
Yeah. I turned my video off because I didn't think you could hear it.
Yeah, the video really, because blind people can't hear very well.
Listen, I have been trying to finish my dinner for the last hour. I've been in a staff meeting for 2, so I'm like, well, I'll just quickly eat it before it gets any colder. I'm sorry, I'll go quieter. Did you hear that?
Yes.
You did not. I didn't even take a bite.
I heard something.
You got
Psych.
you that.
Psych.
So what else is happening? I'm looking for a more equity. Let's see. Well, since nobody else is on video, that's probably the best bet. I'll just show artwork while we talk.
Well, I was trying to eat. Okay, look. I had it like this. Right, Chris? I said, can you hear that? You can't even see it. I said, can you hear that? And he goes, yes. And I said, I didn't even take a bite. You're so bad.
I heard a thump.
Oh, bull crap. You heard a thump.
I think it must have hit. I believe your fork hit your mic.
I'm not a fork, so it couldn't have.
Okay, your spoon. It's a spoon. Your spoon hit the mic. When you brought it up, did your spoon hit the mic?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Because no, not this time. The last time.
No, it would be filled with mashed potatoes.
Oh, I heard it. I just know I heard it. It's when you swallow, there's a click. So you must have swallowed saliva.
No, I swallowed food. I don't click when I swallow. Oh my God, that sounds so wrong.
You do with a microphone up against your neck.
All right, wait, I'm gonna go like this. Hold on.
That's terrible. We can't hear anything now.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So how's everybody doing now that we get that out of the way?
Well, by everybody, I assume you mean Terry.
Terry,
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have been working really, really hard on my drawing, and but I've been using my iPad because I didn't have a sketch pad, so I've moved to the iPad. What program am I using, Chris?
Right now, you're using Autodesk.
Yes, Autodesk.
Their Sketchpad Pro,
Yeah.
which is actually what I started with. It's a really great free drawing program.
It's very frustrating though.
It is.
Yeah, but you're going to get all the rudimentary teachings here. You're learning about layers. You're learning about, next I'm going to teach you how to multiply your layer. You're going to like that.
No, I sit there and I'm like, oh boy, my hands are terrible. They look like alien objects attached to a wrist. But yeah, so I've been working on this one little character guy for the book. And I've decided I'm going to hire somebody to do it. So
That's silly because every drawing you do of him looks better.
no.
Yes, okay. Okay, just call me a liar.
I'm not calling you a liar. I just am like,
Calling me a liar. That's okay.
no.
Hey, what do you think of the new banner?
I like it.
You didn't even get to see it yet.
The one underneath,
Yeah, what's it say?
sign up for Cluster Fudge now at Indiegogo.
God, I wonder how many people I can make say cluster fudge.
You say it all the time.
That depends.
Well, it's a little racier than as you can see, Diana's got me locked in the dungeon tonight.
You're bad.
What'd you do this time?
I know.
What did you do this time?
What did you do this time?
It's drawing this wacky comic. It's getting me in trouble. This is kind of cool. See this here? This is my wallpaper, desktop, whatever you want to call it, on my iPad. And when I open it at school, the kids just freak. They go, "What? That's so cool." It's the funeral scene.
Right.
But they all see it and they all freak. And I kind of let them because I don't have any nudity in that one. It's all right.
It's all right because you what?
I let them see the stuff that doesn't have nudity.
Okay.
Because, I'm an artist like that.
That's true.
Yeah. And you know that I'm working now with Tower Bell, right? Mason. He's in the building all the time.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he's cool. He sees it. He likes it too, so I'm happy.
Oh, good. I didn't realize he was still there.
Yeah, he's subbing.
Permanent long-term sub?
I think he's quickly becoming a power of choice.
Oh,
probably. You know how it is when a male, and I'm not saying this to be sexist, but usually there's a need for males to help role model to students that need that, boys that need more attention, things like that. And he's great with the kids. He's fantastic. Right. A real natural.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, that's good.
So what's happening with the Indiegogo? You're the manager. Have you gotten any news?
I haven't. No, we haven't gotten anybody to sign up. I'm a little disappointed, but I have. I'm just waiting for you to give me the video.
There's 3 available now on YouTube.
Okay, but you're supposed to tell me use this video for that.
Okay, use this video for that. Okay, not funny. I thought it was funny.
Nope.
It was it was a little funnier than you guys are giving me credit.
No, you said the last time I told you I'm waiting for a video to add to the page the what is it called again? Not the pre-page.
Oh, good. I thought you were struggling with the name of the site. You're talking about the sign up page.
Yes, the sign up page, because I felt like a video would be very important and that we should do that. And you said, I have some that I'm working on.
Yes.
And I said, okay. And then I said, well, when are you going to get me the video? I'm working on one this weekend. Okay. Well, now it's Wednesday and you never said you had the video.
Well, what do you think of it? What did you think of it?
I haven't seen the video. You never told me you had one.
How do you miss the pre-show? Oh, wait, that won't work.
I missed the pre-show because guess where I was? In my staff meeting from 6 to 8. I was in a Zoom meeting. I knew it. I could tell that it came across, but I didn't see it. So how long is it?
It's about 2 minutes.
All right. Why don't you play it for me?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm watching now.
hang on. That's not what I wanted to share.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. That was a screw up. I'm having a really hard time on my end tonight.
I see that.
It's very difficult being a producer of a show like this.
I see that.
It's very difficult. Okay, I'm almost ready. You ready?
I am.
All right, I'm back. Like I was gone, even though you could see me that whole time.
Uh-huh.
The other window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Share audio. That's the key to all of this. All right, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm watching.
Do you want to count it down?
No. Thank you for unmuting me. I can't hear you again. Your mic?
You were making clicking noises and eating out of your bowl. You really
What
were.
was that?
That was a basketball game. It was whatever YouTube had on after our little promo reel.
Oh,
Why are you playing basketball, Chris?
that's what I said. Hi, Lorenzo.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Getting picked on by my husband as usual.
It seemed like I walked into something. I don't know exactly what.
Well, I muted her because see, she's one of the rudest streamsters I've ever met. She's like
streamster.
Yeah, look at her. She's a streamster who eats and rubs her utensils on plates while she's talking, and she cuts off her camera because she thinks we can't hear her, but she goes while she's eating.
Well, it sounds like she's trying, and it's just not as healthy as she thought she was.
I'm never going to let her forget that she thought that shutting off her camera would make it harder for us to hear her.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, it's kind of weird because
So she got mad because I muted her, Lorenzo, because I could hear it during the video. So I muted her and I put her back on. She's like, "Thanks for unmuting me."
Well, it's kind of weird but I guess it makes sense though that the microphone and camera are separate. I mean, but in a way, it would make sense that they were combined. You know, like I'm sure if we ever got, I'm sure like do people actually have video phones?
Yes, she does. She has
Mm-hmm.
FaceTime, which does that. So yeah, I can see how she
Yeah.
might.
So if if you disconnect from like a chat program or something, it would get rid of both the camera and the mic by disconnecting.
I
So
just now
I
know that
understand the logic behind it, but,
Yes,
but on the other
I
hand,
wasn't.
it's good though that
I know how I'm going to sneak out of the house if I ever have to. I'm just going to put a blindfold over her eyes, and then I can be like slamming doors and doing dishes.
well, it's good. It's good.
I was
It's good
trying.
for me
Okay.
that I can turn off my camera because you're not going to see anything because I only exist in comic book form in your dimension. So
Listen.
it's just kind of
Thank you
see the
for.
background and not me.
I loved how Lorenzo was trying so hard to make it like, well, she was trying.
Yeah. He's
I
a
meant
very good defender of the faith there. He's good.
Oh, I've been sitting here since 6 o'clock, guys. I'm a little punchy. I've had to take this
Well, I told you we started at 8.
assumption model cultural thingy for work, and we had to it was a lot of participation. So they did this. Can I share this? It was so funny. She
I
goes,
don't know. It's up
okay,
to you and
everybody.
your people there.
Listen, it's funny.
Yes.
Okay, everybody. I want you to say shop, shop, shop 10 times all together. So we're all like, we unclick, we're all sitting there. We're like, okay, shop, 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 shop. Right? We do it. And then she goes, what do you do at a green light? And everybody yells, stop. A bunch of idiots.
I'm really confused by the story.
Hey,
so
guys.
stop. All
Hey, guys.
simultaneously?
Everybody, let's start yelling shop, and then we'll yell stop, and we'll see if it's funny.
what the heck? So what was this thing? This was some sort of
I don't know.
seminar or
Yes, it was
Yeah,
a
it
seminar that my employer put on, and it was actually really, really good.
I would have been totally screwed though, because I would have been like, is that 3 sets of 10 or say shop?
No, not stop, not shop, stop. I said shop, but I meant stop.
at 10 times? I would think that maybe 3 would be enough.
And the point was, okay, you get this data into your world, and it helps to shape your behaviors when it comes to different cultural people.
Oh, this sounds really.
I'm not explaining it correctly. Listen, I'm leaving out a ton of stuff. It was a really good.
I know, but I have to say this because I have this really big problem with modern data collection and analysts.
Look it.
It
has nothing. She wasn't a behavior analyst, by the way.
You can't show that on camera. It's probably copywritten.
Oh, I don't even know if a bot could go through.
Doesn't matter.
Make out what it is.
My point is,
I can if I want.
I despise those data collections. I hate it when people tell me that the data says this and the data says that. Data can predict majority, it can predict minority, it can predict a lot of things, but it cannot predict the human heart, which will always be unpredictable in the end. Which is why, no matter how hard we try, we fail all the time to do.
Oh, remember 2016?
What's that?
Remember? Sorry to interrupt. But you remember 2016? What the data said about 2016, and then who was going to win the election, and that kind of, not to get too political, but that seemed to not pan out because all the polls were wrong.
Well, they were wrong this time too.
I have no idea.
According to the polls,
no idea what happened. It's going to take
the election.
Take me a few months to figure out what happened.
Before this election, the polls had it way closer than they had it after the election. In fact, I have to say I'm very proud of Joe Biden because Joe Biden got the most votes of any president, including Obama.
That's kind of odd.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite amazing. I don't know what to make of it.
I was unimpressed though because he only got 10 million viewers on his initial inauguration thing, and I was like, the most popular president ever elected should get more than 10 million views when he's being.
Oh, that's why he hangs out in the basement. He's really popular apparently when he's not talking, but when they see him on camera, he's less popular. But when he's gone, it's like they kind of remember. You remember? Did you ever see the Member Berries episode of South Park?
No, not
And
yet.
little berries are talking to people. Remember Chewbacca? And that's why we have all this like nostalgia, because these little berries are telling people what
to remember.
Yeah. And I think that's what's going on. As long as I think people voted for Trump because they were tired of Obama, and then with all the problems going on in the last few months, especially with the pandemic and everything, maybe they were just like, remember Obama? And maybe he just seemed a little more, just kind of seemed a little more status quo and everything,
I have to say that because Joe Biden is now president of the United States, I have to change my tone. I support our leader. However, I feel bad for him because I feel like my leader is going to disappear. And it's going to then be President Harris, who I'll then have to support. But by support, I don't necessarily mean be in their corner. I mean, I can laugh at them and have fun at them, but they are now in charge of the nuclear button. So I've got to pray that they don't push nothing stupid. And
I think they're real hawkish. But I didn't want to turn things political, though. I was just talking about like demographics, though.
Well, it's okay because there's politics in the new book too.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the thing with when I was a college radio DJ, there was somebody, the people running the college weren't a big fan of our general manager, who she had found out like after being there for years that somehow she was a part-time general manager, even though people could call her up in the middle of the night if there was a problem. And so they replaced her with a permanent general manager, which was somebody. Basically, they just got rid of her. They got rid of her job and replaced her with somebody else. And what they did at the meeting when this like the new changes were announced at the staff meeting for us at the college radio station, there was a woman explaining all these different demographics and what that was supposed to mean. And it's like, well, we were just playing a lot of music that other stations weren't playing. Like we were playing. One of the stations that played the most blues in the state of Michigan. There might have been another station that technically played more blues. Probably a blues station somewhere. But
no, I get what you mean. The thing about demographics, though, is they're so unpredictable. Like you can predict once you get a hit what's going to be how it will succeed, but like hits come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's
That's why I found out. That's why one of the reasons Nickelback gets such a bad rap is I heard that they'll have like one song on their album that's like always, supposedly always geared towards the rock station, another that's always geared for the pop station, and then
they're just a 21st century lover boy.
Well, I heard. I mean, I've heard some clips of them live, like doing these excellent Metallica covers and stuff, and some people argue that they're actually better in concert than Metallica play. Sometimes Metallica's showing up to a concert, and maybe they had an off night or whatever. Sure, it happens with Nickelback as well.
I must tell you, I saw Metallica in the Injustice for All tour, and never hath a greater band played before my presence.
Oh, okay.
Aerosmith was a close second. White Lion was in a surprising third, and that's ahead of like Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, Rat. But yeah,
Bon Jovi. They could go either way as far as I'm concerned.
They were good, but it was during the Slippery When Wet tour. They came with Y&T, and they were very good. Don't get me wrong, but they did not reach that level of legendary awesomeness that Metallica did.
Well, yeah, Metallica. I mean, when they're on, they're on.
Well, and it was the Injustice for All tour, which was before they did Sellout. The Black Album was their Sellout album. So I got really into. I got to see them right before they kind of went Hollywood.
Yeah, I remember that Black Album. That was the one that everybody, when everybody and their brother went out and. In fact, my late brother, literally went out and bought that one. It was
I did. Don't get me wrong on that one either. I did love it, but it lost a little bit of soul because it was more studio. And after that, I lost interest. After that, they really started to go in a different direction, I thought. But they for a decade ruled the metal scene. They were incredible because no matter what else was out there, they were just stable and coming out with another album. They lost a bass player, got another one, and kept it up. You know, it was just incredible.
Not just incredible, incred metal. Incremental. I can't say it right.
I get it. I know where you're headed.
He's trying to make a pun.
So, honey, how are you doing over there? You seem kind of discontent.
No, I'm fine.
Can we talk comics for a second?
Sure.
So I have decided I'm going to attempt to do an 11/17 pencil drawing for the cover. But for the cover, not an ink drawing, not a digital drawing, but I'm going to try to do a pencil drawing.
In
traditional
the world of comics, you're going to meet a lot of people.
I'm going to do a continuous tone. It's something I've done before, and it takes a lot of work, and it's very difficult to achieve the natural tone.
What are you doing?
The continuous tone grayscale with a pencil. And then after I turn that into a digital file, what are you laughing at?
Nothing.
Yes, you are. What?
I'm smiling. I'm laughing at you because I'm laughing at Chris because he has not done this type of grayscale in how many years?
20.
Okay, and you're just gonna pull it out your butt in time for when?
It's going to be the cover of this new project.
We don't have 20 years for you to do this. We only have a small window of time.
I haven't forgotten. It's like riding a bicycle, and I've been drawing for 2 years on the pad. I can do it.
Oh, so this is just the cover. You're not doing the whole book that way?
Right. But the reason I'm telling you is because the cover will be a special. Gosh, look at that look. A special one customer only perk in the Indiegogo.
Oh.
One customer only?
Well, there'll only be one cover to give. It'll be the original cover art with
Who are you giving that to?
Whoever pays it, whatever price you figure out, manager lady.
Oh my God almighty.
I'm giving you a bonus tier that you can put up.
Oh, you didn't run this past your manager before announcing
I did, and she's totally
He never does.
Yes, I did. I told her. Okay. Earlier today, while the sun was still up, I look at you and said, honey, I'm going to do an 11/17 cover.
And what was I doing?
You came in the office, and I had already started the rough of the character.
When I came in the office, I was giving you your dinner plate because I had to run downstairs for my meeting.
Earlier, when I showed you my surprise for later, and you went, don't do it without me. I'm trying to talk.
So was this like early in the morning, like when she was trying to wake up?
Was like an hour ago. But guys, in my defense, I gotta throw this out. I was making dinner for us, right? Putting the dog
meeting, right?
Stuff this before my meeting, like 20 minutes before my meeting, trying to get it off, and he's talking to me about this. And I'm like, I did the thing because I had to get downstairs. I had to print stuff out. So he didn't really, it's not like he sat down and said, hey, I have this idea. What do you think?
Actually, I did say that.
Oh, no. So it's
I have this idea.
But they might,
what was I doing when you were talking to me?
You mean besides pretending to listen to me?
Right. What was I doing?
I don't know. I thought you were listening to me. At any rate, in my defense, I did attempt to communicate this to you.
Right. This is Chris's thing about communicating, guys.
He did it like the only problem is he did it like a 10-year-old.
Yeah. He did it like I was doing stuff and he's talking.
No, see, I am under the impression that my manager. I'm just under the impression my manager doesn't put my book first over, things like work, dogs, dinner. Our book is number one.
Oh, good. So tomorrow night when you're asking for dinner and I'm down here doing stuff, I'll say, tough. Book is number one.
If it's for the book, I will go to Wendy's for us, baby.
Well, good choice.
What a guy! It is a good choice. We love Wendy's.
I mean, yeah, out of all the fast food places we have in my town, that's probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm afraid to say in our town that's about the only choice. There is a McDonald's, but every time I go there, not only every single time, I don't care how much time I let pass. I don't care if it's breakfast or lunch or dinner. Every single time, somehow they end up asking me to park over here, and they point to the flagpole, and I sit and wait while they get whatever they had to cook into the bag, and then somebody comes out and they act like I'm diseased when it's not my fault. It's COVID time, but they're like, "Here's your food." And it's like, okay, thank you. You know, and it's every time I go there.
Well,
I
can
try
have
not to
one
go to
with
McDonald's.
Wendy's, and like they seem to. Yeah, some of the people there don't seem all that. They don't seem all that gruntled. They seem disgruntled. Not sure what gruntled means, but
Gruntled, yeah, I wonder what a gruntled.
it seems like maybe they're just kind of
That was
really stressed out, and I could. But then again, there's a lot of people going through there, so I don't really. I'm not going to blame the people. It's just they seem overwhelmed.
I have a question to make about 30 years ago. I worked in a Wendy's in Orlando. I quit it I quit it 12 times. I was rehired 11.
What? He kept rehiring you?
Yes, I was part of we were really a super team, and the store, the restaurant was really tiny. And
okay.
They really kept us. Like, they kept a team of I don't know, you would almost call us hot shots if the job meant anything, but it was just fast food. But the one particular manager who kept rehiring me really wanted like the same crew. So he would smoke pot with us. He would drink beer with us just to get us to come into work, and we'd get into work, and we were just a good team. We were like,
okay,
you know, we all had our specialties. You know, it was like a football team. You had your grill guy, your sandwich guy. I happened to be the speaker guy. They would put me on the drive-through speaker, and I would do crap like this all night long, and everybody loved it, and the customers loved it, and it worked.
Like radio announcer voice.
Yeah, it was.
No, we never did that at the college radio station because that was considered cheesy.
Oh, it was totally cheesy because the people would come up, and I'd be at the window, and I'd talk like this. What's that?
It was cheesy, but it worked.
Yeah,
it might have been.
Sometimes it was like, there was like a rule: no silly talk. That was actually one of the rules and the guidelines. It's like, yeah, that's true.
I'll be right back.
They didn't allow people to have much of a personality.
I'll be right back.
I don't believe
it. Yeah.
They just didn't want people. They didn't want. But there was people could have some sort of like on-air persona, but they weren't supposed to be like an on-air person. They didn't want to compete against like the commercial stations was the deal, and I think in return, I think the commercial radio stations might have donated money to that station because people started off at the college station and then maybe they go and eventually work at the other stations. I can understand.
There was an understanding between the two powers.
Yeah, probably. I think so. I could be wrong, but I thought I had heard that. So,
well, you know, there is some wisdom to not doing the silly talk, anyways, because it sounds stupid. But
well, yeah, there was like the whole thing of the silly talk was like, you know, not you know, like, well, there was one friend of mine, he's like, my name is Iron Bar, you know. I was like, okay, well, that was kind of silly. I could see
there was a time when that was quite fashionable, however.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't getting paid, so I could see it, but I could see it either way. I could see why they didn't want that, and I could also see why a DJ might get bored and just start talking silly.
Well, heck yeah, especially like I know this college station I used to listen to was UCF in Florida, Central Florida. And I would listen to the metal show at like midnight to 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah. That would be like around the time that it'd be on like Sundays or something. Or
yeah. Well, actually, we were lucky. We would get it on Saturday nights, and I worked at the Subway. So we wouldn't be closing until 4. Our shop stayed open until 4. And we would metal out through the whole shift. And it wasn't just your commercial metal. They would find like, okay, now here's the Septic Warriors with their new release.
Yeah, like
you're listening
like
and you're like,
metal or any metal.
Yeah, it's literally like the kind of metal where they're like,
oh yeah,
and it was just crazy. And when they got on the air, when the DJs, what's that?
It went straight death metal.
Oh yeah, some of it was. Yeah. And the DJs were just hilarious. They would come on and just some of them would play along, you know, and they'd be like, hello, fellow Satan worshippers. Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
Boy. Yeah. I think people could maybe get away with being a little goofier at nighttime too, and on the station was on. We had something called the Metal Mainline, which the host of the show was like some sort of Christian, I believe. And so there was a lot of Christian metal, like Mortification from Australia. I got to meet those guys. They were pretty fun to hang out with.
Those
Christian
are fun shows.
Why?
Well, because it's like you don't. When you think Christian, you never think metal. Nobody does. That's the whole point. Nobody thinks metal and Christian in the same tone.
It's funny because after my like, I don't know if you guys ever watched the pre-show. I knock that out all the time. I just run it because it's fun to do. But I always
got some of it earlier today.
I always play something from Rabbi Peter because he is like just my favorite religious guy of all time, and he's not religious. You know what I mean? If you really knew him, he's an entertainer with a wealth of wisdom and knowledge, and just I don't know. He's a lover of life, you know. And I'm always shocked because like I don't know why he doesn't have 1 billion followers. I don't know how it is he can give a sermon and not have door-to-door people. But the people don't hear him, you know. But he listens to, the reason I brought him up is if you watch his videos and stuff, he'll use any love song and turn it into a God song, which is hilarious because it reminds me of that South Park episode where they got famous for singing songs and they were just stealing love song lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I love you.
Well, I think it worked both ways. Like I think there were like religious songs that were turned into, the people would turn into like pop songs by just changing God to like. I think that's happened both ways.
Oh, I'm sure
in real life. I mean, before even the South Park thing is, I think, because a lot of the things that I'd be listening to. I remember I saw somebody live and they were singing these Christian rock songs, and it sounded like they were singing about like being in a relationship with a person. And then it's like, oh, they were singing about God.
Yeah,
Sister Act with the same thing.
Big Christian angle is that you have a personal relationship with God, and you know that's cool. That's their beliefs. Peter's belief, and the belief that I've embraced as my own, and I like to introduce it as Peter's belief because he defends it much better, is that God lives within you and He's a part of you. So you're not God, but God is you. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got the Holy Spirit.
It goes more. No, it goes more along the lines of you've heard that you are the hands and feet of God. It's more like a literal understanding of that. So when you're out in the world, you are Jesus. If you're a believer in Christ, you're the representative of Christ to that next person that you see who's never seen Him. And that does require the Holy Spirit to attain that kind of ability, if you will. I don't even know if that's the right word, that kind of expression of Jesus. But when in tune with yourself and with God, it works great. It works really good.
Well, I think I've heard that like an Orthodox Christian priest is supposed to be like an icon, an image of Christ.
Yeah, that's funny.
But isn't that a similar idea though?
It is, but the thing is that image of Christ is not limited to the clergy that men have developed. You know what I mean?
Well, there's also the royal priesthood, or the priesthood of all believers.
Yeah, I
think it's also called the royal priesthood.
Keep in mind though, bro, everything that Jesus promised is available to you. So when you see a priest, when you see a pastor, when you see a reverend, whatever they want to call themselves, they may have studied, they may even be a great man of God or a woman of God.
Yeah.
But you can be just as great. It's not dependent on what you studied or where, you know, all that shit. It's dependent on your relationship with Him.
Oh, I know what it was. It was a bishop, I think, who was supposed to be the icon of Christ, and then the priest was supposed to be the icon of the bishop, something like that. It was kind of a strange.
The Pope is supposed to be the vicar of Christ, which is essentially supposed to be Christ on earth.
Well, we excommunicated him from our church, so
yeah.
No, though I don't know which of those excommunications are still valid, because I think there was some sort of ceremony where some of them were removed, but Not the ones like done by a council, but like one like done by the ecumenical patriarch, undone by another ecumenical patriarch. So the ecumenical patriarch, now he's considered to be the first amongst equals, and before the Pope was supposed to be that.
Right.
According to the Orthodox. The Orthodox claim that the Pope was supposed to be first amongst equals. But like say, whereas I think the Catholics might understand things differently. It gets really confusing. So,
hi, honey.
I'm back.
Hey,
How come everybody's on? Oh, nobody's on video? Oh, sorry.
See
I'm
that,
freezing.
Huh? Look at that, babe. We match.
Oh, we do. That's so good.
There you go.
That was not planned, guys. I took the dogs out to go to the bathroom real quick, and I'm freezing now.
It's upstairs.
Huh?
Are you going to start a grunge band?
Do I what?
With all that plaid?
Yes, we're forming a grunge band.
Yeah, I didn't hear what he said.
It's going to be a companion band called Cluster Fudge the Music.
There you go.
That's so funny. It is. It's gonna happen, guys. Really.
Well, we know the book's going to happen. We do have a good track record. In the video that I'm ultimately going to give you for Indiegogo.
Here he goes. He is going to give me a video.
Yes, well, I've decided after hearing you talk that I'll give you another one since you don't like the one I made.
Well, it's not that I don't like it. You didn't give it to me. You didn't drop it. You didn't say, hey, hon, this is the one. You got to. Besides, you uploaded the videos to begin with, remember?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Why?
Are you muted?
Because he's in the room.
I can hear her.
No.
I might have messed up your joke. Sorry.
It's okay. Part of the exposing it.
He's always picking on me.
Everybody else can hear me.
Well, I was going to say I could hear you just fine.
Yeah, no, I'm only playing. But no, we got to get serious because this book is going to end up being done, and then we're going to be doing a fundraiser on a book that's already done.
Well, yeah, that's the point. What?
Indiegogo is weirder. You'll see. Like, we're going to have to come up with stretch goals and all sorts of stuff.
Really?
That's why I said I want to do the cover in pencil so that we have an original offering to put in one of those tiers, you know? You'll see it's different.
Okay.
Well,
Please don't get carried away with stretch goals like that one guy who like, I don't even want to say the guy's name, but there was one guy who I think he ended up with a bunch of stretch goals, and then he supposedly allegedly spent all the money on comics. Like, look at all these comic books. He tweeted this out. Look at all these comic books I bought with backers' money. And it's like, oh, I don't have money now to complete the book.
That's so weird.
That's so.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could kind of wrap it a little differently than that, but
could that be called
the impression that.
Could that be called hideous?
What do you mean?
I'm speaking a little bit in code there. I'm just rhyming with something.
Yeah.
Hideous.
Kind of similar to the guy's name. And I don't think the guy, he was like a bad guy or anything. I mean, I don't think that he was going out setting out to commit evil or to defraud people. I just think he just didn't know what the heck he was doing. And I'm surprised that nobody helped him out.
But there are some people who have never held $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 in their fleshly little hands.
Yeah,
they get it. They don't know. They don't know how to control it. And I still hold them responsible for all their stuff, but it's not entirely to be unexpected. Some people, like NBA players, are famous for it. They'll sign huge contracts and be in the league 3 years, and then 5 years down the road, the guy is broke because he didn't know how to save a little money or invest.
Yeah, and it was the guy's first campaign, and maybe the problem was that he had so many stretch goals as well. So
killed him.
And then I think he might have lost he might have even lost. Something might have happened where his computer crashed or something. I can't remember the whole story. It was really elaborate, but I didn't get the feeling he was necessarily being deceptive. It seemed like he just
hey guys,
messed up.
Let's welcome in. I don't know who this is, so let's see if it's safe and all. This is a gentleman named Jake P.
Hello, Jake P.
Welcome.
Hello. How is everyone this evening?
Very good. Oh, that's a great voice, man.
Thank you.
I love that. That sounds good.
What are you guys talking about
You're
tonight?
so funny, Chris.
Well, we're kind of shooting about comics. Let's see. We've done a little politics. We picked on my wife.
A lot, way too much.
Little God talk. Just about anything. This is pretty much an open forum, even though it's kind of centered on comics. I'll always try to bring it back to the latest project and all that stuff. Cluster fudge, as you notice on the bottom there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when you mean comics, like, are you talking like a comic books or like comedians?
Yeah, comic books definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although he thinks he's a comedian, but he's not.
I'm only funny when I'm not trying, and it's
Yeah.
all those real life incidences that you never have a camera or a mic to catch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And it's usually everybody laughing at you, not with you, but who cares? It's who's counting if you're a comedian,
Mm-hmm.
as long as they're laughing.
Exactly.
Well, we lost him.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh no, wait, he's back. I think
I'm not
he's
sure.
back. Hi,
Yeah, I'm
Jake.
not sure what happened there. I just got bounced back to the green room again.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't. I moved my mouse around a little bit, and this is a Magic Mouse from Apple, which sounds really great. Maybe I might have done it accidentally. It's really
Nice,
sensitive.
Chris.
I didn't mean to, but sometimes when you move your mouse, like the whole screen will shift. It does a whole desktop shift, or 3 fingers will screw something else up. It's really
It's
wonderful.
magic in how how it keeps coming up with new ways to screw you over.
Well, I'm sure that if I actually read the manual for it, I would be really well informed on it. But I naturally turned it on and just started using it like a 2-button mouse. So
Yeah.
it's so much more functionality. You okay, Guy?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm over here doing other things as well.
So, Jake, are you into comic books?
Not really, man. To be honest with you,
Fair enough.
I can't say I am. No, unfortunately.
Well, neither am I. So that
There you go. And neither am I.
I like the artwork. I'm just
Except for
severely
my husband.
dyslexic, and so
Actually, it's kind of funny because that means only 2 of us here are really into comics on
I love
the
the
show.
artwork, though. I just don't
true.
know much about the storylines.
Well, now, and that's one good thing about Cluster Fudge, and we're actually debating this actively because and you do remember this, right, Diana? I've
Yeah.
discussed having just an edition. I wanted to put the artwork and the artwork with lettering in one book, but Diana insists that it should be 2. But I want to have a book that has absolutely no storytelling in it other than the art.
Oh, a sketchbook or something like that.
Not really. Well, I want to put it exactly in the sequence that you're going to get it when there's a lettering on it.
You
But I
just want
want
to
to
remove
leave
the words.
lettering off of it so you can see all the little things. We're also talking about if it got popular, we would do an 11/17 edition because some of the things are so small they're going to be very hard to see when they're printed on a traditional comic size because they draw them all at 11/17 and then reduce them digitally to get them in the comic. So it's going to be interesting to see how well it works. I know it's going to work because I can see from previous books,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know how well the readers will catch everything, you know?
Right.
It's the kind of thing where when you look at a page, Lorenzo, I hope that you have to look at it 4 or 5 times to really get everything in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I call it like the hidden picture effect. Because
I want to evolve it into telling stories and stories. And there's a little bit of it this book, but it's not as extensive as I want to make it in the future.
right.
If that makes sense. Like the first time you make something, you're going to want to make improvements. And as you're doing it, like I see things where I go, okay, next time I try something like this, I want to try that, you know?
Oh,
But-
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but because it's this book and I already have it basically written out, I have to be careful not to deviate because that's how my books become like 110 pages overnight.
Yeah, it's always tempting to want to reduce. You know, it's like if somebody's editing music, or it could be the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Diana literally has to throw stuff at me to stop me because she'll wake up and I'll be like, well, we're up to 20 pages today. And then 2 days later, I'm like, kind of got 45 pages fleshed out. And she's like, whoa, what?
Did you ever see the episode of South Park where it was about the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they're going to have a special edition of that?
I haven't
And,
seen that one either.
it was all about how George Lucas and Steven Spielberg were messing up their movies with special editions. And they went over to George Lucas's house, and he had he had like wedding video 2.0.
Well, they really did. They're with ET. Wasn't there like a removal of the guns digitally or something?
Yeah. Even Spielberg said that he considered the original to be the official thing. I don't know if he's. I think he said. Well, he said that after, of course, after it came out. But I think there was like a DVD set, or like you could get like a 2 DVD thing where you could get the original as well.
Right.
I think that's the one he said to watch.
I don't know. I had the pleasure of seeing both of those, all three of those series, really, because I'm thinking Star Wars too, and Raiders of the Ark and ET. All of those I saw in the movies first run. So like anything on disc, I don't buy stuff. You know what I mean? Like to collect it at all. Like I don't have a movie collection, except for what people have bought me that are all superhero movies for the most part, right, honey?
Right.
I'm not sure if this doesn't even really make any sense how they could do it at the time, but supposedly I heard before that Lucas was messing with things even just a couple weeks into being in the theater, Star Wars. But I don't know if that's even possible because everything was on actual film back then. So
yeah, the distribution, he may not have been able to affect what got sent out, but he might have already started redoing stuff. Like
like on VHS, it was different. I think a little different.
Yeah.
From the theater, but still, I think the most radical changes would have been when they started digitally remastering things.
Well, when they turned Leia white, that was a trip.
What?
Yeah, the original, she was a colored girl, and then I know he messed with it and
you mean like a sleigh stack?
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm trying to blow your mind,
like,
and I can't do
it.
I'm starting to laugh. Yeah, she was green, all right.
Yeah.
Actually, she really wasn't she? That was like her first major role. Or was she a kid star? I don't remember.
I don't think so. But with Kelly Fisher, I think what happened was I think part of what made it so realistic was that he had hired some kind of lesser known actors.
Yeah, she was the child of stars, but I don't think she was a child star. Yeah.
I wondered what that was. I don't know.
Are you in again?
So, Christopher, I take it I hear you run into a Frank Miller problem.
A Frank Miller problem?
Yeah. The same problem Frank Miller had when he wrote the first volume of Sin City.
Oh, no. What happened to him?
No, it was only supposed to be 48 pages.
Yeah.
But according to him, Mars was so intense that it got stretched to 108 pages.
And that very well could happen with Cluster Fudge. Both of the last two books we did, I could have gone a lot longer. And to be honest, I think they suffered a little bit in the ending of the books. Because, not only was I under pressure to complete it from my editor, but it was just weird because I suddenly had to pump up the gas when I should have been pumping the brakes a little. So with this book, it's kind of interesting because we have the early sign up, and when we do go live, we'll have 60 days, and I should have a very firm idea about how many pages we'll have by that point. I am taking my time, although in the last few days I've jumped 5 pages when I should have only been on the second page, but that's okay. Because they were the genuine comic pages with the rocket ship and stuff. So part of the concept is anytime you see the Silver Scribe, you're going to see him in a comic book format with panels and everything will be traditional. When you see through the eyes of the Silver Scribe, everything is distorted and you see everything he sees affecting the person. So when he looks at the old man, the superhero named Cluster, who's retired, he sees all his personal demons, all his ghosts, all his skeletons in the closet. And when we see it through his eyes, it's that wacky form of art style that I'm using that I absolutely love. And that was the justification I had for it, because I couldn't just make this crazy thing for 30 pages and not explain why it looks crazy. But it's because the Silver Scribe is recording things that we as natural creatures don't normally see.
Huh.
Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
I think it'll make sense when I read it if I actually pay attention to the story.
So you know how like some animals see in the dark because they see different spectrums of light?
Yeah.
Okay, so picture the silver scribe. He can see the physical realm just like we do, but do a couple of overlays on it. So there's a spiritual overlay.
Oh, okay.
There's a emotional overlay of the person that he's looking at. So if he puts his gaze upon someone who's innocent, happy, and wonderful, he'll see wonderful things coming out of that person. But if he looks at someone who's bitter, old, enraged, he sees dark and monsters.
So it's almost like he sees auras or whatever. Like people say they see auras or
see what?
Some people say they see auras.
Oh yeah, similar. Very similar, yes.
Yeah.
But this will be more detailed so that I can do my freak art and have an excuse for it.
Well, there you go.
And I really do enjoy it. I think this will be every book I think is my next best thing, but I think this is going to be my favorite form of storytelling. God bless you, honey.
Sorry about that.
That's
I
all
couldn't
right.
get to the mic quick enough.
Bless you.
A sneeze is wonderful to share. Oh, she just sneezed again, but she muted it. I can hear her downstairs. Bless you, Diana.
So yeah, bless you. So, and I think we lost that other guy.
We did, unfortunately, and I'm sorry if you're out there, bro. We kind of didn't let you in the conversation enough, but I'm sorry. Anybody want to join? Feel free. The link is in the description. Actually, we're only on for about 5 more minutes, anyways, because I got to do that hour-long thing, or else things get weird.
Yeah, you play like 4 hours of intro videos first.
Well, I know this is what, Wednesday
I
night?
tell him not to do that, by the way, just saying, guys.
Do what?
I don't think he needs to put it up 4 hours or 2 hours in advance. I think 15 minutes.
How long is it really?
It's about an hour, and I think if he did 15,
you hold it. Time out. I have not done it any sooner than a half hour for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody was getting so burnt, and actually this week I think it was even like 20 minutes because I've shortened the playlist, not to have so many because I need some fresh stuff. But some of it I took out because it was just like, not that I don't like it, but sometimes stuff just I don't want to hear over and over, and other stuff I don't mind as much. Like I love
that's an improvement though. If you if you could shrink it down to 5 or 10 minutes, that might make more sense.
Yeah. Well, like I love. Have you seen Doug to Naples? They told me I couldn't do leather video.
Yeah.
I love that video. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is about it. Hang on. You guys want to see it? Go ahead. Say yes.
I don't know what is so staticky. I can hear a lot of static. Is that you, Chris?
I don't know. Is it?
I think it's Terry's.
Terry, is that you?
Not me.
Nope. I think it's Chris's mic.
Chris is
Testing. Does it sound buzzy to you?
Oh, maybe it is yours then.
Yeah.
Sorry, Terry. I didn't mean to make a false accusation.
Poor Terry. Call him out. No, it seems to be okay now, but it was kind of staticky for a few minutes.
I wonder what you did to me.
I think the deal with Terry is it's just kind of hard to hear him sometimes because of his whatever setup he's using, the phone or whatever.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, hang on. No, go this way. Stop, Doug.
They said.
Okay. The way he queued up his video makes it really hard to share it perfectly. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to do this. And this, remember, this is like one of my favorite comic videos right now that's in the pre-show.
Okay.
Here we go.
They said I couldn't get the rights to Earthworm Jim. They said I could not make hardbound comics in the USA. That I couldn't do leather. They said I was crazy.
made a leather-bound edition of Earthworm Jim, which was funny.
Well, maybe now they won't think I'm so crazy after all.
I remember this one.
Be a book where it's like going through my art pages.
But I was sitting in another world.
Well, it's really cool. The only thing is, I wish I'd known about that before backing the hardcover version
Right?
on Kickstarter.
Mm.
Yeah, that's something that I've noticed. There's always, it's not always, but it sometimes happens. Like there'll be like some sort of reprint, and there'll be some way cooler cover than the original, or something that I've been seeing lately. Like they'll have like somebody will like have a Sashi cover or whatever. Like I think JDA did that. It's like, well, I wish John had let people know that there was going to. Oh well. I guess I ended up getting like a 2-book deal. I don't know if that probably would have been real expensive if I got leather.
Someday we're going to reach out and hire Sashi ourselves, more than likely, because I think she does draw buyers to the book. And whatever book she's drawing the cover for, but I would use her as the main cover. I wouldn't even do it a variant for that. I would just put her cover as the cover.
Yeah. Why not? It's
well, I don't mind a few variants, but like when you have to me, Sashi is a independent superstar right now. She has a lot of clout.
Yeah.
And if you're going to pay money for her, you need to exploit that. You need to put that out and let that be the main focus of that issue,
and I like how she'll do covers for different, it's like she'll do a cover for, say, Richard C. Meyer, who's kind of associated. I don't think he uses a CG label, but he used to. I mean, he used to be one of the main people using,
he was one of the
early people using that label, and then she'll do covers for other people who weren't at all, or don't want to be at all associated with.
Well, she did something with Vestry recently, I think. Vestry
I don't think she's into any sort of like factionalism as far as who she does covers for. So
no, she seems to be a pretty straightforward freelancer, and that's really
very, very professional.
Yep. And I'm sure that she costs a pretty penny, but I also know when you have her artwork on your book, people seem to sell very well when they get a copy from her. When they get art from her. And that's something that, as a producer of comics, I think we all need to be aware of when we produce a comic. Like my dream would be to hire someone like John Byrne or Todd McFarlane to draw a cover. That'll never happen. But Sashi is possible because she does actually take commissions from almost anybody in that.
It seems to. Yeah, and she draws appear on videos, and she was quite popular, but she hasn't in a long time. And now, though she has a Twitter account, and a lot of people find her account to be a fun account to follow. I do.
I think
I think if she didn't do that, I think people would just look at her artwork and say, this is fantastic. I'm going to buy it.
I've never known her for anything but her art, really. I think what was the first thing I saw from her? I want to say it was something with Carmen America, but that's probably off. But she was posting all sorts of little pinups and stuff for a little while. And she had Richard C. Myers cover. And that's when I started following her, because her artwork it's funny because it's comic book, but it's also got a whimsical feel to it that I really appreciate. It's like I can tell when it's Sashi art. Right away I can tell she has that soft style. Yet it's not modern era wussiness. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Like a very playful, like she had like some of the covers she did for John Del Rose.
Didn't she have one where she drew a woman fully clothed, but the way she was standing looked like she might have been naked? and it
That
got
sounds like something Sashi would draw. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like perfectly drawn. It was teasing but not nudity.
It's like an old
And
fashioned.
people assumed it was nude, even though it wasn't nude. It was weird.
Yeah, it's kind of like her stuff's kind of like the old fashioned pinup stuff, but kind of on the stuff I've seen. But most of the stuff I've seen, and maybe I don't know if she's drawn some nudity, but a lot of stuff I've seen is kind of suggestive of it, but not necessarily.
Yeah, I've never seen pure nudity from her. I've seen suggestive, but not nudity. And that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but
yeah,
that's not her primary focus that I'm aware of. Like she's never had to do that. So here's
I don't know if people have ever commissioned that or what. I don't really know much about her. I mean, I've talked to her before, and I've been in text conversations with her, but I don't really know her too well. So I just know her. Yeah, I mainly know her by her work.
Welcome aboard, Hugo channel. Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
So if you guys look at the screen real quick,
Hello?
that's Sashi drew. How you doing?
Welcome.
But that's Sashi's style there.
What's this? What is this?
This is a talk show.
Hello, Hugo
Wow.
channel. Welcome. Wow.
Are you into comics, Hugo?
Yes. You are going to Brazil.
You going
Congratulations.
to Brazil?
Okay.
What are you going to do in Brazil?
I don't know.
Is that what he said? I'm going to Brazil?
Well,
Yeah.
maybe we'll never know.
Uh-huh.
So, guys, we are now at 9:09.
Yep.
Lorenzo, do you want to pitch your show before I pull?
Oh yeah, thanks for asking. I'll just stick with Thursday nights. I host a show. It was traditionally on YouTube, but now it's also on Twitch and Facebook, and it's the Sleestackians Variety Show. Thursday nights,
Cool.
8 Eastern. It'll be like 7 Central. I guess you guys can figure out the other time zones.
If I'm awake, I will do it more often than not. On Thursday nights, I somehow fall asleep early, which I don't like. But if I'm awake, I'll come join you guys.
Very cool.
Yeah. And Mighty Geek Studios, do you have anything you want to promote?
Not at the moment.
Sweet.
Just doing.
So we're going to be doing God Chat sometime between now and next Wednesday. I don't know when. I'm going to spring it on Diana. She's going to be really mad, and then it's going to work wonderfully. But yeah, it'll be coming up, and it'll be a surprise. We'll post probably an hour before, and everybody's welcome to join. It's not going to be evangelicals, moment of terror or whatever, but it's going to be some fun, I hope. And from us, we just want to remind you guys we have Cluster Fudge available for early sign up on Indiegogo right now, and we have our Hero Shack books as well as Last of the Reapers available on Amazon. So
Nice
until the next week, yeah, you guys,
Diana, yeah, what to do next week?